Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Sports Church. I'm your host, John Kermer, aka Mini. I'm a United States Marine Corps veteran. 2311 was my MOS. Yoyes, I'm a card carrying member of the E4 Mafia, allegedly, and founding member of Barracks Carter Media. All right, we're going to get on. We got a short time to do it, a lot to get in the show. So first up, my brother from another mother. Been friends with him since, it's been too long. We served together at the all-inclusive resort known as 43 area at Las Pulgas. We were promoted together to Corporal Marines somehow. And he's our gambling and MMA expert contributor extraordinaire, if you will, without a doubt. Please welcome to the Sports Church, Brother Bishop Poop Dog.
Ha, 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 ha. Let us proclaim the mysteries of industry plants getting exposed and destroyed in the UFC. Ha, 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 ha. Yes, Brother Minnie. It's the Bishop Brother Poop Dog from the First Sports Church. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
From the First Sports Church, nothing but the truth. Last night, we saw...
Let's tease it. We got a lot of others.
Dvalishvili. Well, we saw Merab Dvalishvili, right, face off against O'Malley for the second time. We will get into that. I call them an industry plant.
My wife.
I don't mean it. I'm being a bit sensational, but that's what the mean old internet has tagged on to Sean O'Malley. Sugar. They're calling him an industry plant. So we're going to get into that. And then we got all kinds of crazy stuff going on as well in the UFC outside of the octagon. As you know, we've been off for 3 weeks now?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go back. We're going to talk about some of the stuff that happened, even though it's old news now. I know things develop fast, and I know that these news cycles are like where they say people are like goldfish in a fishbowl, right? They forget like late stuff. We're going to go ahead and we're going to talk a little BJ Penn today because I have to. I don't have a choice. Even though it's a little bit old news, we have to talk a little BJ Penn. We're talking a little BJ Penn. We're going to get into that. We got a new ladies champ. Oh my God, do we ever, right? So we'll get into that. We'll talk about that as well in my segment. So,
all right,
back to you, Minnie.
All right, next up, we call him Pops because he's my Pops. He has been in auto racing business for over 50 years, so no one else to comment on it. Without further ado, welcome, Pops.
Afternoon, everybody. Book. Those singing lessons have really come through. You're just really coming out clean. It's really nice.
Oh, beautiful.
NASCAR race is delayed by rain at Michigan. We'll have to wait and see what happens. We'll go from there.
All righty. One moment here. All righty, Pook. In just a minute. I'm trying to set something up here. Give me a second. We'll get going on the.
Terrell Dactyl is doing some Uber. He was saying he's doing some Uber, maybe some Uber Eats or something.
No, possibly. He's running his Just running his daughter around. So I don't know if he'll make it today or not. So you might as well go ahead and kick it off, if you will.
Well, to kick it off, I was going to start with dessert first. We're going to get right into the Merab Dvalishvili Sugar Sean fight. You have the clip ready, my friend. It's going to be one. It's going to be number one. The first one that I sent you on the chat, not on the chat, on my message to you, my private message to you, my text message. And to set this up, first round, right? First round. Okay, go ahead, play it. What's going on here? This is not what I wanted.
Well, then why'd you tell me to go on?
That's the first one, man.
Wanted, man.
That was the first one.
What? The first one I sent you last week? That's the first one that I sent you last week. Look at the date on this. No, look at the date on this, mister. Yes, sir. Look at the date on your text message, sir. This is last week's fight night you're showing me that I was prepared to talk about last week when your internet went out. I never sent you this today. There's no way. There's no way. Heck.
The next one's wrong. I quit. Who's fighting in this one before I fucking pull it up? Huh?
Well, for the fifth time, Sugar Sean O'Malley.
I don't have one of those.
You're obviously not listening to a word coming out of my mouth. Obviously not. The main event, the industry plant getting exposed. Blah 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 blah. It's a real quick. It's actually a real quick clip. It actually just shows him getting choked out at the end of the fight. The fight opens up and they're on their feet in the first round and they're brawling. There we go. Tap, tap, tap. That was it. That's what I wanted. A picture's worth 1,000 words. We wanted to see him get wrapped up in the ninja choke. We wanted to see him defend this belt. This is the second time. That O'Malley. This is the second time O'Malley lost to Dvalishvili now. This was a very dominant performance. There's a lot of time on this during this fight where they were on their feet. And O'Malley said he was going to knock out Merab. It did not happen. And they were on their feet, and he was counterpunching Merab in that first round. Very competitive. Merab looked really good on his feet. The second round, Merab picked up momentum. That third round was mostly ground and pound, ending with the freaking chokeout. Ending with that chokeout. So there you have it. That's what happened last night. Now, the next one I sent you is the girls. And what we had Juliana Pena, and she was facing Kylie Henderson. And I said her name right. I don't know if I said her name right. But she's a beast. She is a beast. Kayla Henderson. And she was a huge. See, here's the thing. She's the challenger here, right? She's a challenger. Had a very look at the muscles on this girl. Look at the muscle. I don't know how she cuts the weight to get down because she just looks so much bigger than Juliana Pena. Look at how much muscle she has. I don't know how she cuts the weight to get down to fight these girls in the first place. She's going to be fighting Amanda Nunes next. So Amanda Nunes coming back, and they're building up this girls division here. We'll see what happens with that. That brings us to the next slide I sent you. And let me get on the same page as you're on. That'd be nice, right? If we were all on the same page here. The very next one is going to be Nick Diaz, a picture of Nick Diaz. And the only reason that I got this picture of Nick Diaz here is so we all know who I'm talking about here.
Okay.
All right. Reports are that Nick Diaz, right? This is what his girlfriend's saying, has been drugged by his cousin, taken down to Mexico, put in rehab, right? In Mexico. He has tried to escape multiple times. He has been captured and returned to rehab by authorities over and over again here. And the coach of Nick Diaz is pretty much saying that this is nonsense, that this isn't happening. So that's a story that's developing as we speak. Don't have much else on that. Maybe you guys might want to speculate on what might really be going on here, if anything at all.
No idea.
There's
man.
some weird stuff with Nick Diaz anyway. We've seen some weird stuff with Nick Diaz. Okay.
Yeah.
This is our third slide. Ben Askren. Ben Askren is hospitalized right now with pneumonia. He was unresponsive, possibly could pass away here. This is very serious. Ben Askren, we know him from the UFC. We know him from, his Bellator days. Who knows? This sport takes its toll on you. It could be completely unrelated to the sport. Heck, it might have to do with him taking the jab for all I know. I don't know. Who knows, right? Who knows what happened there? Next thing that we got that we're going to cover that has been ongoing, right? BJ Penn, he's been arrested. He's been arrested 3 times. He's arrested 3 times within a week after Memorial Day weekend. And go ahead and play that for us, because this is interesting. This is really interesting. And you, as you know, we discussed this in the past. BJ Penn thinks that his whole family has been kidnapped and murdered, possibly, or kidnapped and held, and his mother's being cloned, and they're trying to steal his fortune, and all this.
What kind of harassment? How can I be under arrest for harassment? This is my house. I just went to go grab the mail.
So I'll explain more to you.
You can film if you want.
We just have to.
It's not that I want to, I have to. This is kind of weird.
Can you just step on the
Just
side?
to make a
Yeah,
statement.
thank you.
I'm not sure what he did. What did he do?
All right, come on.
What did he do? That's my question.
Right here. Can we call an officer that I know that can talk to you guys?
So, John,
I don't even have
the
a.
officer's phone number.
Or
you
Brian
have.
Kurahara,
He'll be
somebody.
He'll be at the station.
Okay, why am I being arrested again?
Harassment.
But what did he do?
What kind of harassment? Anybody can say that at any time.
Okay. We'll explain more, but we gotta do that at the station.
Harassment. What does harassment mean?
It's just a petty misdemeanor offense.
Here, how about this? I'm going to step in right here. I'm from Chicago. These games don't fly with me. We're going to go to a hotel for a couple
from
days. This
Chicago.
is all bullshit.
It's already.
He didn't do anything, though.
Beyond that point right now.
What did he
You're
do?
wearing the Cubs hat. What does that mean? He's from Chicago.
Come to
No, but what's going on? I don't understand. I know, yeah.
What did he do?
Why am I getting arrested? Let's talk downstairs. You guys just want to get me out of the house, right?
I gotta grab stuff. Yes, the money.
He don't have no money.
Yes, he does.
How am I getting that? How did I break the law?
He has a
I
lot.
did I touch anybody?
What?
It's just
Yes.
a petty misdemeanor offense, okay?
He got whatever from.
And then
Yeah, I don't know about any of
we'll
that.
sort it out after that.
And then I can come back right here.
Well, we'll have to figure that out. We'll figure everything out.
I'm being arrested. So you'll put this in the newspaper that I was harassing people. For what?
Oh,
Think
I don't
about
know
it.
if it's
Think
gonna
about it
go.
in your hand though. Did you get into become a police officer for this kind of stuff?
No.
No ways, right?
I wanna
It's
help you,
impossible.
But right now, I'm trying
Who
to
are you
make sure that
helping
we
right
get all this sorted out, okay?
Did you guys as a special team that was here to do this to get me out of the house or what? 'Cause
What's the emoji
you
doing?
guys come on in the last ones.
Okay, we just
Oh,
got a call.
okay.
All right? Well,
I don't know.
we gotta finish this.
I think that's possibly to protect the faces of the innocent. I want you guys to listen to the dialogue here. I want you to pay special attention to the fella that said he's from Chicago and this shit don't fly. Listen to everything that goes on here, because I want to talk about this.
You can be able to know.
Yeah, let me just grab stuff
I'm
in his
not
pocket.
trying to hold anybody
Hey,
there.
you guys gotta be kidding. Film, hey, Pete!
Yeah.
Come on, film this. Wait. Why am I? Yeah, we go.
Just stay right there, please.
Really, you'll put the cuffs on.
You can.
His
I'm not
phone.
telling you not to film, but
Where's
stay
your-
out of the room.
Now we know. Hey,
BJ.
hi.
BJ,
So what am I supposed to do?
we'll go get him from the police station. Where's your money? In your pocket?
What?
Your money.
What about it?
Do you have it in your pocket?
Don't wait. Hey, Pete, you gotta stay.
You got anything?
No,
I got nowhere to go. My debit card's busted.
keep filming.
Listen to
I
that.
know,
My
I guess
debit
they
card's
said that I was
busted.
harassing somebody.
If you don't like coming.
How much is the bail, you guys?
I don't know yet. We'll have to see.
You don't know yet? Are you guys gonna try to keep me in? You guys ever? This cannot be. What country are we in?
I just don't understand what's going on here. You flashed a light? You used a flashlight?
Yeah.
There's no problem. I have nowhere to go. I'm not made of money. Like, I can't just.
Bring all of that with you. You're gonna-
Money.
Luke, I'm thoroughly
Yeah,
confused.
look for me in the pocket if you have.
Yeah, we all are, but we're gonna unpack this.
All right.
So he's being taken away here. He shined a light on his. He shined a light, a bright one of those like cop flashlights. He shined it in his mom's face.
Just leave
We'll get
that
into
here.
that. We'll get
'Cause
into
I got no money right now.
All right, we done with this.
You
No,
guys
listen to
should
this
be
guy,
bailed
please.
Yeah, you
I
can't. You don't need that
am. I
money.
did not get fucking
Leave it here.
out. Is
It's
this
crazy.
not gonna be bailed
Go this way,
out?
please.
Let me grab his money because I got
We'll get a
nothing.
bill set.
Where's your phone?
Let me
Yeah.
grab
Be
his
able to
money.
get
You
out
hear
tonight,
that? Okay.
No, it's Sunday.
Where's your phone?
If he bails out, he can get out tonight.
Where's his phone?
So let's grab that money before it goes disappearing.
I'm gonna hold you up, okay?
Grab that money.
Hey. We have what?
Listen to what he tells
Tuesdays in a
BJ
row?
here.
What,
I'm
we
going
can
straight
watch
to the
it?
thing. I'll see you in a few minutes.
Okay.
Just be calm.
I'll come and get
Hey, this is all fake.
Yeah.
You just be,
This is
be
all
careful.
fake.
I
Okay.
don't know what we did
Yeah,
All
wrong.
right, you guys. Okay, you heard everything I wanted you to hear. That's fine. You can cut it out
You gotta be
now.
calm.
So here's
But
here's what's going on, right? And here's the Pook's a conspiratorial guy, right? So you got this. You got BJ Penn. He's delusional, right? He thinks his whole family, right, is a bunch of masks, a bunch of CIA masks. That they're not real people. That they've been somehow kidnapped or murdered or held, or they're being held somewhere. And everyone in his family is not who they are pretending to be. These people are. This is part of his delusion, right? That these people are.
Right.
Imposters, right? So you got this guy, right, who admits, he says my debit card's busted. They're all about getting BJ's money from him before he leaves, right? Whatever cash he's got, right? Okay,
Yeah.
that's a little weird, right? That's a little weird because that's a little weird. You gotta admit that's a little weird. They want his cash. They want his cash. Well, I don't know exactly who these people are to him. All right, so maybe I'm just speculating. Maybe I'm going wild with that one, right? But the
Yeah.
thing that got me was when they were headed down the stairs, right, and the cops were taking BJ away, right? This relates to an incident that happened with his mother. BJ had his mother's mail in the back seat of his car, and his mom couldn't find his mail. His mom went looking for the mail, finds BJ. BJ gets aggressive, doesn't let her have her mail, shines one of them cop flashlights in her face, and then his mom, or in his mind, the imposter, calls the police. Now, this is what happens later on. The cops come to arrest BJ for that incident. This guy says, what did he say when he was walking downstairs? You remember what he said?
No.
So he's like, remember, this is all fake.
Oh
This is
yeah.
all fake. Is this guy the one manipulating BJ? Is this
I don't know.
this guy the chief crazy maker? Is this guy making a guy that has some mental problems from CTE and drugs or whatever? Is he making him even worse? He's like all about getting the money and all this. I'm from Chicago. That shit don't play. This guy, this big personality guy,
What was that
is
about?
holding the phone. Yeah, what all is this about? Where does this guy fit into this? I have no idea. As we speak right now, I believe, unless I'm wrong, and I'm sure Mr. Benoit could correct me on this. I believe BJ is at large. There's a warrant out for his arrest. I think he's got a failure to appear. So he hasn't appeared to court for this incident, and he's got another arrest warrant out. So he's going to get arrested another time here coming up. So this is really interesting. This has been playing out the last few weeks while we've been off. I don't know. You guys' thoughts on this?
I don't know, man. I don't think he's playing with a full deck. He needs to get some help. But I don't know what's going on with those people around him. That seems fucking a little odd.
Does somebody need to drug him? Does somebody need to drug BJ Penn? Does somebody need to drug BJ Penn, kidnap him, take him to Mexico, and put him in rehab with Nick Diaz?
I fucking guess. I don't know what else is going on, man. It's confusing as shit. You know what I mean?
These are
Like,
two separate stories. I'm mixing
Yeah.
them together. It's a joke. I'm just making a joke. But on the lighter side of things, BJ Penn obviously has some real shit going on, and his family has some real shit going on with him. Some real problems when it comes to mental health and things of that nature. So not to make too much light of that, but on the lighter side of things, we got Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall to talk about. Go ahead and pull up the next slide, or no, the next video, actually, the next reel. It's going to be Dana White talking about the fight coming up between Aspinall and
oh my God. Let me see. Hold on. I don't know why this didn't send to me, but it didn't. Hold on. Where is it? Paste. There we go. All right. It should be there now. Stop. All right. I think this is it. Okay. All right. I got it. Sorry about that. There we go.
Ngannou on her contract, and Aspinall's the guy.
If you were put in the position, would you maybe try to get Ngannou back under contract or no?
Probably not. I don't have Ngannou on her contract, and Aspinall's the guy.
If you were put in the position, would you maybe try to get Ngannou back under contract or no?
Probably not.
Okay, so this is what's going on with Jon Jones. Jon Jones, and I looked for the reel, and I watched it last night, so it's out there somewhere. And if Chris Benoit is able to find it for me, that'd be great. Maybe we could send it in the chat and you can play it later. But earlier in the week, maybe a day ago or 2 days ago, Jon Jones was talking all kinds of crazy nonsense that he probably isn't even going to fight Tom Aspinall, and that if they want his belt, he'll just let go of the belt and pretty much relinquish it himself. And there's so much to unpack here too, right? So we're going to get to all of it. I'm going to try to. So he also spoke of fighting Ngannou. That's where we get that Ngannou from. And Ngannou wants to come back to the UFC and fight Jon Jones. Dana White's like, no way, Aspinall's going to be the fight. Now, they've been leading us on. It feels like 2 years. Might not be 2 years. Definitely over a year. Feels like 2 years almost. So they've been leading us on with this Aspinall-Jones fight. Jones seemingly, at least the story we're getting is Jones don't want to fight him, right, for whatever reason, right? He's holding out. Well, the Pook's a little conspiratorial-minded. He believes that this is the Dana White's holding this one in his pocket. He's holding this one in his left breast pocket. He wants to make a new TV deal, right, with Netflix or whomever or whatever, right? He's getting away from ESPN. They're going to be getting a new deal, right? He wants that fight. He wants that. That's why I think he's in cahoots. And the reason I think he's in cahoots with Jon with this is because how many times has Dana stripped Jon Jones? Over and over and over. He's got to be the most stripped champion ever. I can't think of a guy that's been stripped more. He's been stripped for PEDs. He's been stripped for freaking like court shit, like legal shit. He's been stripped of the title so many times, and he's not pulling the title away from Jones. Why is he not pulling the title? Why is he keeping this guy? Why is it? And they're holding Tom Aspinall up. It's almost like a Chandler McGregor situation here they got going, because Tom Aspinall is like, no, I'm not fighting anybody else. I'm not going to freaking I'm not gonna fight anybody else. I'm not gonna put the interim title up. I have the right at the real title because the title holder is ducking me. You know, that's pretty much Tom Aspinall stance on this. I'm thinking maybe, you know, Tom Aspinall is the odd man out. Dana White ain't letting them know exactly what the plan is. I feel like the plan is to make the big TV deal with the Jones Aspinall fight. That's what I feel in my heart and my mind. Now, the monkey wrench that's getting thrown into this is Ngannou wants to come back to the UFC and fight Jones. And Jones wants to fight Ngannou. And who's the lineal champ? Who's the man that beat the man? The last man to beat the man was Ngannou. Ngannou is the lineal champ. He's the guy that was holding the title. He relinquished that title. He gave it up under his own free will when he left and he did that boxing stuff over there in Saudi Arabia and signed with the PFL and had one fight with the PFL. I'm sure that the UFC probably could negotiate something with the PFL, get Ngannou back under contract, have Jones have his legacy match with Ngannou. I think that's what Jones wants now. From what I was hearing on that reel the other day, him talking, right? But I think the plan originally here, there's a lot of things going on. I think the plan originally here was for Dana White to hold this in his pocket till next year when he's able to negotiate the Netflix deal or whomever they sign with. So that's how I feel about this. I don't know how you guys feel about this. What do you think?
I mean, I want to see the best fight. I want to see Ngannou and Jones. And like you said, we've been waiting forever. It's getting a little old, to the point where I fucking forgot about it. So now it's back in the news, and Dana's gonna. I don't know what Dana's gonna do. Nobody knows what Dana's gonna do. But
in the meantime, we got all these UFC fans saying strip Jones of the title. They actually cut the UFC conference short. The UFC press conference the other day for this 316. For this UFC, they cut it short. It was they only ran a 15-minute press conference because they had fans chanting "Strip Jones of the title, strip Jones of the title." They had fans, and there's a petition out there, an internet petition, right? That literally has over 100,000 fans. I believe it's like 180,000 fans. I could be wrong about that 180 figure, but I know it's over 100,000. They have like 180,000 fans signed a petition to strip Jones of the belt, strip Jon Jones of the belt. So this is very interesting. So you got UFC fans clamoring, want him getting stripped of the belt. You got, but like I said, I don't think, I think it's all a charade in the first place. I think the whole thing's set up by Dana White, possibly. They do what they want. They got like a script, man. They really do. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying the fights are scripted because things don't shake out the way Dana White wants them to every time. But they steer things in the direction they want to steer them in with matchmaking and so forth, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we got going on there. I'm not really sure either on any of that. All that stuff.
Isn't there a deal with Jon Jones not working out?
What's that?
Jon Jones not working out at all this year?
That's what he said. That's what he said in the reel I saw as well. He said that too. Right. I don't know if that's true either. I don't know if that he's shooting right now. They're over there. They're shooting like a UFC tough series for Russia over in Thailand. And I sent this to you weeks ago, but I don't expect you to pull it up now. But I guess Nate Diaz got into a fight with some freaking Russian gangster over there, got kicked off the show. That's what Jon Jones is doing right now. So think about this, right? Okay, if you're Dana White, right, and you're serious about putting Jon Jones opposite Aspinall in the octagon, would you really have him playing around in Thailand right now?
Yeah.
Freaking doing a show, a reality TV show? Or would you have him in a training camp? I think that, Dana White, the plan is that's next year. And we're gonna keep him holding the belt like a carrot on the stick with a donkey with Tom Aspinall until we're able to put this TV deal together. Jon Jones says he wants 6 months to train for a Tom Aspinall fight as well. So I don't know how I don't know. You're looking at, if that happens, you're looking at sometime middle of next year, end of next year, right?
Yeah.
By the time they even make this fight. In the meantime, they got freaking Tom Aspinall. They got him held up. Because what's he going to do? What's he going to do? Fight some contenders? And that's what they want him to do, I think. They want him to fight some contenders and march out that interim belt like it means anything, right? He wants the real belt. So I don't know. That's all developing. I have no idea what's actually going on there. I laid out what I think's going on or might be going on. But I really have no idea what's really going on in that situation.
Yeah.
So, Minnie, what's next for us in the UFC?
I don't know, Pope. What is next for us in the UFC?
Well, next weekend, the day before Father's Day, Saturday night, we're going to have Usman Buckley fighting on a ESPN Fight Night card. Now,
Okay.
I think
Is that a
Usman
freebie?
is a bit long. Yeah, it'll be ESPN Plus, but yeah,
All right.
not very restricted. That's for sure. So we're going to have Usman fighting Buckley. Now, they always kill my roosters, right? That's where I go. That's where I come with this. Now, a lot of people are picking Usman to beat Buckley. I don't think Usman has any knee. I don't think he has any knees anymore. I think he's too long in the tooth. We'll see if the Pook's right or wrong on this one. We'll see how we'll see what happens there. The 21st, right? We're going to have a fight. This is definitely a free fight. It's going to be on ABC, and we're going to have here. I'll pull up the whole card so we can see it. It's actually going to be Khalil Roundtree is going to be fighting.
Okay.
He's going to be fighting Jamal Hill in the main event. Now let's see. This is going to be on ABC. Let's see who else is involved in this. I really would have been better off just to talk about the main event because I'm looking at the rest of this card and they're pretty much outside of like Curtis Blades and a couple other guys. It looks like alphabet soup when I try to read these names. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
When I try to do that, when I try to read the alphabet soup with all the consonants and stuff and no vowels and whatnot. So we're going to have that happen, but that's an interesting deal. I'm picking Khalil Roundtree in this fight. We'll see what happens. Nothing surprises me with this. Nothing surprises me when these heavyweights and light heavyweights fight because they can easily knock one another out.
Right.
Easily knock one another out. Okay, the 28th of June, we're going to have Oliveira and Ilya. We're going to have Charles Oliveira fighting Ilya Topuria. Very interesting fight there. I'm going to take Topuria in this fight. We'll see what happens. And I don't have it pulled up because it's going to be in August, but off the top of my head, you got Khamzat Chimaev in August is going to be taking your guy, Khamzat Chimaev, going to be taking on DDP. We're going to have Duplessis is going to be fighting Khamzat Chimaev. So I really believe that fight is going to go the way of if Khamzat can overwhelm DDP early, possibly get a stoppage. It's going to be Khamzat's fight. But if I was to bet this fight, right, because we got with the apps now, they got live in-game, in-fight betting, right? If they make it, right, if Duplessis is able to ride the bull, right, and they make it to that third round without freaking Duplessis taking serious damage, that is when I'd put that's even if Duplessis is behind on the scorecard, as long as he still looks strong, that's when I put my play in on Duplessis.
Okay.
That's when I put my play in on Duplessis. Because I think that he's been in those championship rounds. He's got the wherewithal. He's going to have the wind. As long as he doesn't get ragged out too hard, ground and pounded, it could happen. That could happen. Khamzat could just overwhelm him. Khamzat could just overwhelm him in that fight. So we got a lot of interesting things coming up in the UFC. And like I said, I can't even see it on my screen. I got these fights pulled up. I can't even see that August card right now. I know I probably could find it. I probably could dig it out. But I can't even because we got all these other cards coming up before it. I'm excited for August. I'm excited for that Khamzat Chimaev Duplessis fight. So that's what's happening around the world of the UFC. Any questions, comments, concern, you could bring them to the Pook Dog. We'll talk about it.
Right on, brother.
I guess
All
not.
right.
All right, we can move on. We can move on.
We can move on.
We can move on to baseball. Oh, baseball!
All right.
Oh my God! I got everything in my wardrobe. Everything in my wardrobe involved with MLB is either San Diego Padres or Chicago Cubs, and I can wear it all with pride, Minnie.
All right, Pops.
All right.
Or we can get an
I
auto
think
racing
the real story in racing today is Alec Palou. He's won 5 of the 7 races this year, and Kyle Kirkwood has won the other 2. So I guess he's a third-year driver. Has shown that even with Andretti's somewhat backing, it's kind of crazy because for one reason or another, the Andretti team is not performing well and hasn't for the last couple of years. Kyle Kirkwood is able to come out of the blinds and win with Alex Palou falling way back. So it's just amazing to see that Alex Palou is just dominating. He's got 2 races up on everybody else, so he's that far ahead in point wise.
Right.
So it is pretty impressive, and they're going to be at St. Louis next Sunday. So that's another oval track. So we have to wait and see. Now, the crazy thing about Alex Palou, Alex has never won a race on an oval until he won the 500. So if you're going to win a race, make it to 500.
Sure.
That's a pretty good way to break in your ovals. There's a number of races coming up in the near future that are all ovals. You got Milwaukee in August. Let's see. I'm trying to think of whatever one is up there. Upcoming races. Worldwide Technology. That's right. That's Madison, Illinois. But you get Road America, which falls right into Alex Palou's bailiwick. Then Mid Ohio. Then Iowa they got 2 races in Iowa. That is a little bit less than a mile. The Grand Prix of Monterey is a road course, and there are 2 races at Monterey. Then they go up to Portland, and then back to Milwaukee, and then down to Tennessee. So it will be an interesting road to go. I just think he's so far in front, and he's won the series 3 times. This is going to be 4.
Yeah.
His cohort in Chip Ganassi Racing, it's Scott Dixon, and Dixon hasn't done diddly squat this year. He's doing okay, but he's not performing the way he normally does, and I don't know why that is. The other surprises, talking to stuff that went on at Nashville with Chick Briscoe winning that one. It's a crazy season. I don't know what they're going to do with Michigan if they're ever going to get the race going, or if they're going to run it tomorrow. I haven't heard what they're going to do with it yet. Michigan is always a good racetrack because it's plenty wide. It's got plenty of speed. So it'll be interesting to see who can pull that off. Now, Kyle Larson is still second in points, which is hard to believe, but he is. And the Truck Series ran Friday night at Michigan, and they had a good showing. It was wild to see that. I can't find the sheet now. Yeah, I lost the truck sheet. But anyway, Hocevar is still performing well in trucks. He's doing well. He had the pole for Michigan. So even though his comments about him is rough driving, he's still performing and performing well. So it'll be interesting to see how that. I mean, there were guys looking to knock him out if they could get to him, and they wouldn't let anybody near him because he doesn't like to de-escalate things. He likes to escalate them, which is not a smart move to do in NASCAR. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm looking forward to the race next week in Madison. It's a unique track. It's two four different corners, but one side is flat, the other is pretty well banked. So it makes for a pretty interesting race, to say the least.
Cool.
And I'll let you talk about baseball because the Cubbies are still doing well.
The Cubbies are still doing well. I'll go over to the standings real quick. In the American League East, Chris's Toronto Blue Jays charging ahead. They're 9-1 their last 10, or closing the gap within the Yankees with 4.5 games. Yankees, of course, in first place, 39-24. Got a plus 99 run differential, 6-4 in the last 10. That's where the Blue Jays have picked up some of those games. The Tampa Bay Devil Rays are above 500. Coming out of nowhere. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They're getting healthy, and they're getting another guy back next month. Chris, if I get this wrong, Rasmussen, I think they get him back next month. That's probably the nastiest starting rotation in the AL East. So, I mean, the Tampa Rays could throw a wrench in the plans of all the other teams. The Baltimore Orioles coming in the year, just everybody, the baby birds, man, and baby birds aren't playing well. They've already run their manager. I don't know what to tell you there, Baltimore, but it's not looking good. I mean, you're 7-3 in your last 10, but you're still 11 games under 500. That's the biggest disappointment, though, really for me, is my AL team, the Red Sox. High expectations coming into the year, signing Alex Bregman, bringing in Walker Buehler, and Garrett Crochet, getting him an extension. He's a nasty left-hander. I watched him pitch the other night. He was just dealing. But the big controversy in Beantown right now is basically outfielder and number 1 overall prospect Roman Anthony not being called up by the Boston Red Sox. And nobody can figure out why. It's past a control thing, so time. The only way that would go away is if they do call him up, he wins Rookie of the Year, which everybody says he's going to. How he does that with a third of the season pretty much gone, I don't know. But he's a stud, and for some reason they're not calling him up. I don't understand why. The Detroit Tigers, familiar with them. The Cubs played a series with them this weekend. Lost 2 out of 3 games. Terry Google, my fantasy stud, was dealing on Friday, and again, Jack Flaherty was just tired the first 9 Cubs. So pitching well there. Tigers looking strong, very, very strong. 92-plus run differential. They got a 7.5 game lead over the Cleveland Guardians, and then there's just fucking everybody else. A little disappointed at Kansas City Royals. A lot of expectations with them. They just called up their big boy. He's the first baseman. We'll see if that helps. They are like, as far as offensive categories go, they're down at the bottom for a lot, and that's saying something with guys like Bobby Witt Jr. on that team. The poor Chicago White Sox, they're doing better than they did last year.
That's not saying much.
Not saying much. They're 22-44 with negative 51 run differential. In the West, weird. The Houston Astros are atop the division, despite losing Alex Bregman and Kyle Tucker to free agency and a trade. They're still hanging in there. Plus 33 run differential. They're 36-29, 3 games up on the Seattle Mariners, who just got George Kirby back again. Kirby came back and had a couple of rough outings. Thanks for that. He's also on my fantasy pitching staff. Then he took a 100-mile-an-hour fastball off the bat to the face. Apparently, it kind of just barely got him, but it still probably hurt a hell of a lot. So he was down for a few days for that. He was back. He's pitching today. I can actually check and see how he did. I really don't want to because it's probably fucking terrible. But let's see. Nope, 6 innings, 12 Ks. Gave up 2 runs, so 3-point ERA, 0.33 WHIP. Okay. All right, so maybe he is back. Good. That's great news for Seattle. Let's see how that call-up does. And it helps boost that what has always been a pitching team that you're trying to scrape by offense, that being the Seattle Mariners. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. What the fuck? Removed from Rendon not playing, Trout being hurt left and right, no Shohei Ohtani, of course, for the last year, 2 years. They're in the middle of the pack. They're below 500 with only 5 games out. The big disappointment, Texas Rangers and Sacramento Athletics bringing up the rear there. They had a couple bad losing streaks, and it's not good. It's hard to win games with a negative 119 run differential. To the National League real quick, New York Mets seem to be taking care of business. Juan Soto not doing all that great. Pete Alonso's hitting like a crazy person, though. They're 41-24, plus 80 run differential. They're 4 games up on the Phillies. And then you got the Nationals, Braves, and Marlins to the Central. The Cubs still on top, 40-25, 15 games above 500. I think they got the highest run differential in baseball, plus 105. They're 6-4 in their last 10. It's the first series we've lost in a long time, and we got a rough one coming up against the Phillies starting tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. But Detroit is dealing. St. Louis hanging in there. I don't know how, despite hanging on to Nolan Arenado and possibly talking about still trading him. They're putting themselves in a position to possibly get a wild card. So why would you trade your best, probably your best player? Brewers, surprising. They're trying to make a charge. They're 4 games above 500, 7-3 in their last 10. The Reds, I don't know what the hell they're doing. They're exactly 500. They got a plus 30 run differential. They won 3 in a row, 5-5 in their last 10. And the poor Pittsburgh Pirates, which we're going to talk about a little bit more in a second, just can't score no damn runs. They're 26-40, just about the complete opposite of the Cubs, 14.5 back. It's time to lower the flag in Pittsburgh. Not doing well there. And the NL West has gotten very, 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 very interesting. The Dodgers still up top, but only by a half game. They are absolutely devastated pitching-wise, bullpen and starting rotation. They got guys just, on life support. Now, they pulled this shit last year. And then we all know what happened. They won the fucking World Series. Everybody was hurt all year. And then all of a sudden, everybody's healthy come August, September. And they make their run, and they win the World Series. But the Padres don't give a fuck. They're 37-27, only a half game back, 6-4 in the last 10. So it's pretty interesting. And the Giants still holding it in there, man. They're only a game back. So the AL West is way, way more competitive than anybody thought they were going to be. Including me, everybody. It was the Dodgers and then everybody else, and it's turning out not like that. And we're not, we're still a month or so from the All-Star break, but a little scary if I'm Dodgers ownership. Putting out like $2.2 billion over the last year or so for players, and you're a half game up. It's like not good. I like to start out with the other topics with a little bit of fun. Who doesn't like to see managers absolutely lose their shit? Because I fucking do. My manager of the Cubs just got run today. Craig Counsell got run. So that was interesting. Nico Horner got run first, which I've never seen Nico Horner get run by an umpire. He just looked back and umpire's like, you're gone. And Craig Counsell's like, what the shit? Comes out, he gets ran. It was okay, whatever. But here we go. There's a little fun.
This is the manager of the Padres, and he just motherfucked his team to a victory. This is what managers are supposed to do. They've been doing it for hundreds of years, and it always works. Kick dirt on the umpire. Make the umpire smell your armpit. Throw a bunch of shit on the field. Why not? You just got ejected. Not like you're going to have to pick it up afterwards.
Pick that shit up, you piece of shit.
It's called constructive criticism, cover home plate in dirt, steal the bases, army crawl to the mound, and throw a grenade at them. Fucking asshole survives. They probably won't miss the call the next time. Mike Schlitz, amazing at this, and the Padres need it. They're playing the Yankees. It's fucking raining. Nobody wants to be there, and the Padres can't hit. Their only hit went like 10 feet. Almost scored on a ball in the dirt. Psych! Not even Tatis Jr., one of the best hitters in the league, can do anything. Strikes out again, comes up in the 8th, 2 runners on, down by 3, best hitter on the team at the plate. It's their best chance to score, and on a 1-1 count, that's not a fucking strike! Borderline pitch, manager's not happy, Tatis isn't happy, immediately strikes out, gets thrown out of the game, and the manager fucking loses it. Glasses come off. He doesn't need them. He's seeing red. Little bit of lip reading for you. Your wife's a fat pig. I saw her at the state fair with the blue ribbon around her neck. He's been in his face for 2 straight minutes. Sidesteps the other ump to get in his face a little longer. Yeah, I'm ejected. Yeah, I'm going to lose tens of thousands of dollars for this. But I got my point across. That's what matters. That's what leaders of men are supposed to do. Bottle up everything inside for a while, then absolutely lose your fucking shit on someone who doesn't even deserve it. The squad is gonna love it. Trust me. For 8 innings, they could barely make contact. 60 seconds after this tirade, walk on 4 pitches, and bam! 2-run RBI. 1 pitch later, bam! Couldn't make contact for 2 straight hours. Manager goes Happy Gilmore on the umpire and literally erase a 3-run deficit and win the game in less than 60 seconds. Did the umpire deserve this? Of course he did.
That's what baseball doesn't exist. Give him some love. He's on Instagram, TikTok, he's YouTube. He's got a podcast. You can find that out too.
No, that was hilarious, Minnie. I was muted, right? But I couldn't stop. I was laughing so hard. I unmuted so you could hear me laugh a little bit. When I remember when that happened. That was a minor league manager, right? That did the army crawl and threw the grenade and all that, right? Yeah. Right. He had to blow up. He had the freaking blow. That was classic.
Oh man, we talk about some pitchers here real quick. Clayton Kershaw, not doing all that great, not doing all that bad. He's 27 away from 3,000 strikeouts, and they're basically running him out there because they got fucking nobody else, and they really want him to get 3,000 strikeouts. And I wouldn't be surprised if he gets to 3,000 strikeouts and he's like, "Here's my cleat, boys. I'm done. Unless you want me to stay around for the postseason." I don't know why, but maybe. Corbin Burns, glad I got rid of him. I knew something was up. Corbin Burns out for the year, Tommy John surgery. And Paul Skeens. I want to talk about Paul Skeens real quick, and then we might just call it. Paul Skeens, number 1 overall draft pick last year, gets called up, is absolutely dominant. Guy throws 100. He's got a smoking hot girlfriend. He's just nasty as all get out. But if you listen to the boys from Baseball is Dead, it's pretty bad for him in Pittsburgh, man. He's it's not good. They can't win, even though Chris Benoit said Pirates just swept the Phillies 1-9 in their last 10. I don't know if Paul Skeens pitched during that one. Probably not, because they just can't give Paul Skeens wins. Guy pitched a full game, didn't get to pitch ninth because, he pitched a complete game, lost. Gave up 1 run. 1 run. Gave up 1 run. Lost. Unbelievable. So thank you to Baseball is Dead for this. The boys, I love you.
This would affect most people, right? Like the fact that you're going to go out there and dominate knowing there's a better than 50% chance you're not going to win the game.
If you are the kind of talent that Paul Skeens is, and you know what your future could hold potentially, and this is thinking beyond the Buccos, are we going to win this ball game? If I go out and do what I can, I feel pretty good about us winning this ball game. I think Paul Skeens is eventually going to just sort of come out and say it, or it's going to be understood that he's not going to give you the Mike Trout treatment. Meaning, there's not going to be any sort of I want to win here type of vibe.
8 innings, 1 earned run, twice in his last 4 starts, the Pirates lost both games.
Paul Skeens is the first pitcher since Pedro Martinez in 2000 to lose twice in a season in starts of 8 or more innings, 1 or 0 runs, 1 or 0 walks, and 8 or more strikeouts.
Yeah, he might have a case for like the best losing pitcher of all time, next to Pedro.
It's going to be crazy.
As of right now, his ERA in losses in his career is 3.13.
For his ERA and losses from last year and this year is a 3.13. That's horrible, man. It's I feel so bad for him. It's nasty. It's no fun. Poor Paul Skeens. But I mean, in a couple of years, he's gonna hit arbitration. They're gonna have to pay him there. Hell, they might trade him before that. I mean, they might trade him before his arbitration year. I mean, they'll get a fucking haul for him. I mean, an absolute haul. He is definitely, without question, top 3 pitchers in baseball right now. Just plays for the Pittsburgh Pirates, which sucks. Other than that, I don't know if there's any big stat. Let's see. We'll go over a couple of stats real quick. Stat leaders batting all MLB. This is just all MLB. So batting average, Aaron Judge still batting 390. No longer 400, but he's still batting 390. Max Fried of the Yankees leads all pitchers with 8 wins. Of course, tied with Carlos Rodon and Hunter Brown of Houston and Robbie Ray of San Francisco. Home runs, Cal Raleigh out of Seattle Mariners. This guy's a catcher, by the way, and he is just beasting it. Earned run average, Eric Bubik of the Kansas City Royals. Runs batted in, you got Pete Alonso with 57, Rafael Devers 56, Seiya Suzuki of the Cubs with 55, Pico Armstrong with 54, and earlier mentioned Cal Raleigh sneaking in there with 53. Judge leads in hits. Strikeouts, you got Garrett Crochet of the Boston Red Sox, who I talked about early. Mackenzie Gore, another fucking left-hander with 108 punch-outs. And Tarek Skubal, last year's AL Cy Young Award winner and captain of my team. I'm going to Skubal your mom with 105 strikeouts. Other than that, that's about it for me, boys. Sorry we couldn't get Pterodactyl in. He was going to do some hockey stuff for us and some off-the-grid kind of fighting updates. He watches a lot of different leagues that most of us don't even know about. Yeah, hopefully we'll get him in next week to talk a little NHL hockey. I may, if you guys remind me, I will do a little college baseball next week. They were coming up on the College World Series here, so that would be something worth covering. My final thoughts: enjoy the baseball games this afternoon, whatever else. Remember, never take a permanent solution to a temporary problem. All you got to do is reach out there. First step is the hardest. I'm learning all about that with my disability claim with the VA right now. Just taking it step by step, trying not to get too upset about anything or get too hopeful about anything. Just making it from breakfast chow to lunch to dinner to bed and repeat. So that's all I got. Pook, what do you got, baby?
He's not listening.
Yeah, real quick before I give you my final. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, real quick before I get into my final thoughts, I just wanted to say that whole fight with Julie. Let me pull back up what I had. So that whole fight with Juliana Pena and Kayla Harrison, right? This is the first time I think I've ever seen in the UFC. I know this is the girls and it's a little different animal, right? But this is the first time I've ever seen a challenger favored 7-1 over a champion. You know, like that's something. I might have been how Kayla Harrison disposed of Holly Holmes or whatever, might have a lot to do with it. But that's just incredible. And then she went out there and performed. to set up that matchup with Amanda Nunes. It's obviously going to happen because they had Amanda Nunes locked and loaded to come into the ring and do a face-off, a little promo for that. So, okay, so that being said, you said your whole little spiel about, not doing any self-harm, things of that nature, all of that. If you count your blessings and you're a thankful person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has some blessings. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's got blessings. Everyone, even if you got to think back a ways, right? So just concentrate on your blessings, man. That's what I say. Thank the Lord. This is a sports church, right? So,
Absolutely.
There we go.
Mysteries of the Lord's blessings. Ho, ho, ho. Amen.
Oh, I'm just happy we make it through that. I really am. Poop, you're amazing. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
All right, Pops, wrap it up real quick. We got to go eat dinner.
All right, that sounds like a great idea. The race in St. Louis next week will be the true test of can Alex Palou win 2 times in one season on an oval. We'll see you next week.
All right, see you all. Bye-bye.
I'm pretty tired. Think I'll go home now.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.